Okay, so let's talk about not protozoa anymore. Let's talk about chromis or algae, plant-like protists. Algae are classified by color. Now remember, protozoa, those are classified by movement. Algae, however, classified by color. These are photosynthetic. Remember, protozoa, heterotrophic. Algae, chromis, these are autotrophic. Now, many types of algae are multicellular. They look like plants, but others can be unicellular. And because these are unicellular, when they congregate together, they will form a colony, not a tissue. Here are 6 basic types that you need to be aware of. You can see on the left are the diatoms. These are hard, shell-like protists, many different colors, many different patterns. Amazing to see what God has created. Then on the right side, we have the dinoflagellates, and they will have a flagella coming off of them. They have different shapes as well, but these actually cause the red tide, not red algae. Okay, the red tide is something different. Basically, it's a large mass production of the algae, of the dinoflagellates, and they start killing fish and other sea life in the water. And the water, because there's so many of them, the water starts turning this brown reddish color. Then we have rhodophyta, phyta referring to phylum. This is a phylum of red algae. And then we have chlorophyta, phyta, phylum. So chloro means green, so this is a phylum of green algae. Some examples are Volvox and Spirogyra. At the bottom here is the unicellular colony of Volvox. And here is Spirogyra. Now Spirogyra, you can see these bands of DNA and they're linking together, and this is a form of sexual reproduction called conjugation. And you can see the spiral arranged chloroplasts. They are connected, they are touching, and what's going to happen is they are going to exchange genetic information, go through a sexual reproduction called conjugation. Then we have chrysophyta, which is gold algae, and phaeophyta, which is brown algae. Brown algae, also known as kelp, looks like a plant, but it does not have the plant structures. Or at least the names. Uh, what we would think of a leaf, scientists call it a blade. What we would call a stem in a plant, for this algae it would be a stipe. And then the root-like structures would be called a holdfast. Now, as we talked about the red tide, as it has this large algal bloom or this mass production of this algae, it will cause something called eutrophication. This can happen in the lake or oceans. This is a depletion of oxygen. This can kill plants and animals and fish. And basically, not only as it's mass producing, but when it dies, it releases this toxin. So while it's decaying, it's releasing things which are harmful for the sea life or lake life. Now, you've probably heard of plankton. There are 2 types of plankton. The one we're going to focus on is the phytoplankton. This is going to be the microscopic protists. Now, zooplankton is primarily animals, such as jellyfish and arthropods, such as shrimp and so on. But what we're going to focus on here is phytoplankton for this chapter, because this is talking about protists. So basically you can see in the top picture the dinoflagellates, these little and diatoms. Now zooplankton are not chromis. This is just another type of plankton, so don't think that all plankton are protists. Zooplankton are animals. It's just a classification of ocean life, plankton, specifically phytoplankton or zooplankton.